So I read Future Home of the Living God by Louise Erdrich, and oh baby. This is the story of Cedar Songmaker, a native adoptee who goes and gets herself pregnant at the worst possible time because it's the end of the world as we know it. For some reason, evolution has started going backwards, which causes a state of insecurity. And what's directly correlated with state security? Women's rights. 1 second. Yes, and it's all here in Sex and World Peace, available wherever books are sold. So it takes place in the Midwest, and when Cedar finds out that she's pregnant, her adoptive parents worry about her safety because the state is rounding up women, no pun intended, in an ironic and unfortunate form of birth control. It's hard to tell if these women are being treated as enemies or agents of the state because they're confined to these facilities that monitor their pregnancies and administer these routine checkups by people who may or may not be on their side, all to find out if they're producing babies that are evolutionarily repressed or evolutionarily on schedule. And this, of course, is why her adoptive parents are concerned. But Cedar, our protagonist, has a mind of her own, and not to mention, she's doped up on all these hormones because pregnancy, decides it's time to find her birth parents. So she travels north to the reservation where she can learn more about the biology that she'll be passing on to her own offspring. This is not only a difficult and dangerous adventure, but it's an adventure that will leave you grappling with your own sense of agency and capacity to decipher trustworthiness. So the storytelling is great. It's from the perspective of Cedar writing these letters to her child, which she keeps in this journal that she must protect throughout this whole gestational fugitive ordeal. So that lends itself to the intimacy of the story. And then there's an interesting love story nestled in these pages between Cedar and her baby's father. But there were also a few gaps of confusion that I wish had more context. Like, what was the cause of the evolutionary reversal? And what was the deal with the vague, looming political and religious authoritarian regimes present in this story? And most of all, I didn't like not knowing who to trust or not trust in this book because I, too, was worried for Cedar. The whole time, I'm like, she should not be under all this stress. I mean, the girl is pregnant. This how y'all treat pregnant people? But I guess it could also be the intention of this story to see and feel how awful it must be to live in a society where at any moment your body is no longer your own, but property of the state to do with it as it wants. And there's a scene in here in which a character gives birth, and it was written so well that it felt as if I was giving birth. I mean, she was contracting and I was spazzing out in the bed, and I'm like, am I crowning? Oh my gosh. I enjoyed this story a lot. It started off slow for me, and I read about 60 pages and then put it down for several weeks, but when I got back into it, it took me about 3 days to finish. It got me thinking a lot about trust and who's responsible or accountable for our best interests when we have to depend on others or institutions to tell us the truth and provide us with the care needed in times of uncertainty and in times of transition. So overall, good story, well told, and definitely worth a read if you don't mind experiencing a simulated birthing experience. Have you read Future Home of the Living God? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also share any books where a scene was written so well that you felt every action in your own body. I want to hear all about your most literary simulation experiences. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember to read or be read. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. It's a book. Oh, it's so precious.